Explode up, make it come all at the same time.
This is the Rick Chamberlin Show, an up-close look at Dayton Flyers football through the eyes of the coach.
Get width and depth, square up, that's it.
Now, here's your host, Mike Hartzell.
Right there, that's it. Good.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition, the final edition of the Rick Chamberlin Show, as we go from football to basketball all in 1/2 hour today. And Coach went on the road one final time and came home with a win this time. A good win up in Valpo.
It was, Mike, and I tell you, for any program, it's really important that last game that you play of the year that you get a win, because then that just gives them momentum going into the winter months. It's a nice way to send your seniors off. The last time they take off that Flyer uniform, it's after a victory.
How different are emotions in that final game? You've got seniors who know they're not coming back, know they're going to play their final football game, and that's going to be tough.
It's tough, Mike, and what you always want to guard against is that they want to win so bad that they don't press, that they just don't start doing things that they don't need to do there, because they just want to have a victory, that last game of their career and for the team and so forth. And I'd have to say our seniors handled it very well going into Valpo.
Playing against a Valpo team that, I don't know, turmoil is probably not a hard enough word. They fired their head coach on Monday. Dale Carlson had been there for, I think it was 4 years. It was 3-40, and they had just come off a 72-point beating at the hands of Butler. So you didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, you didn't. And what I did expect was it was their senior day. It was their last game also. And I really felt like that they probably would have this circle the wagons mentality where, hey, we're going to protect ourselves. We're going to do whatever we need to play a good game. And they came out with a lot of emotion and intensity.
Overcast day up in Valparaiso, Indiana. Let's pick up first half action in this one. And the Flyers moving the ball early. Connor Casser needed 137 yards to hit 1,000. He didn't quite get there, but he makes a nice run here. But then on the reverse to Gary Hunter, that's snuffed. You set up for a field goal, you don't get it, and you come away with nothing. Then here they come moving the ball down the field, pass interference call.
Yeah, that was a call there I thought was very iffy, but they got it. And then their quarterback, Hoffman, threw a great pass. I thought we had outstanding coverage there, and Valpo takes the lead.
How about that? Nice catch, and it's 7-0. Flyers going to work, and just like that, there's Gary Hunter, and see you later. Nobody catches him.
No, if you get Gary in the open field, it's very few in the PFL that can catch him. And this was important, Mike, I felt, to respond to that score.
Flyers answer, it's a 7-7 ball game. Then some defense, tip drill. Practice it every day, and it works out right here for Nick Weston.
Nick Weston, a senior, and his first touchdown of the season here.
He goes in, and the Flyers getting things moving, then looking around. Another interception. This one, another senior, Colin Manier, starting to run out of gas here, but he's got a bunch of buddies there with him.
He does. We practice that drill, running to the sideline, everybody else looking inside and giving him that convoy.
So it's a 24-10 ball game at halftime as you go into the locker room, and after a slow start, a little bit of a rocky start, you kind of got things going. Defensively, you were playing real well.
We were really holding them back, getting threes and outs and so forth, and offense was moving the ball. They just didn't have opportunity there for about a 2-series stretch here with those interceptions.
You had Will Bardo back for the first time in a week plus as he left the Butler game late, didn't play at all against Drake. And were you concerned at all about the ankle and how he was going to perform?
I was, Mike, and he was able to get out there, move around. He was not going to be running the ball at all, but we just wanted to make sure he could avoid the rush. That was the big concern. If Valpo got pressure on him, could he get away from it? And fortunately, he didn't have a lot of pressure on him yesterday there.
Yeah, looking at the highlights, you could see moments in the first half especially where the healthy Will Bardo would have tucked it and run. Yeah. But he just stood back there and did what he had to do.
He had to do. He was smart enough to know, and probably the ankle pain was telling him that too, that he couldn't take off there. And so I thought it was very smart of Will how he played yesterday.
24-10, the halftime score. Let's go back out to Northern Indiana. Opening kickoff, and here we go. Gary Hunter again. I think they said it was 102 yards. That's pretty impressive.
That is. And the thing is, Gary has returned a kickoff for a touchdown against Valparaiso 3 out of the 4 years that we've played in that.
And it's 31-10 at this point, and they continue to make mistakes. That was supposed to be a fake punt. It went through the short guy's hands, and the Flyers recovered in business again. Connor Kasser inside handoff, or check that, Washington, and fumbles the ball, so you don't get anything out of that possession.
And then here, we had two guys hit each other, Mike, and the receiver concentrated on the ball and goes in for a touchdown. Should have been an interception, turned in a touchdown. And I tell you, Mike, right then and there, I'm thinking, uh-oh.
They're getting some momentum, but you steal it right back as Gabe Maces catches one over the middle and takes it to the house.
That was an important one, Mike. I really did. After the fumble and missing an opportunity to score, then them scoring, that was so big for us.
Now down the stretch here, it's kind of a lame duck pass there, that a wounded duck that goes to Gary Hunter. A big dose of Connor Kasser. You'd love to get him that record.
It was. We were hoping. We kept pounding, and we don't keep stats on the sideline. We had no idea. But I thought this was a big play by not Connor running the ball, but catching the ball to keep a drive moving.
Connor keeps pounding away, gets it down to about the 20-yard line, then a pass here out into the flat, and inside the 10-yard line, you're in business again.
I thought that was really good by Will there, just staying calm and looking until the guy got open.
So the Flyers get in the end zone one more time, and on the final scoreboard, it reads 45-20. Dayton comes out with 105 yards for Connor Kasser. That was, I think, 32 yards shy of 1,000. Will Bardo had a nice day, and Gary Hunter caught 6 balls for 133, and the big kickoff return as well.
What a day for our seniors. It really was. There with Will as a senior. Now Will's coming back. He's told us that already. But Gary Hunter, he's played since his freshman year. In fact, he returned a kick against Valparaiso his freshman year for a touchdown there. So what a way to finish.
The important thing, and you said this before the week started, the important thing was after back-to-back 6-5 seasons, you wanted to be better than that 7-4. My Waynesville math tells me is better than 6-5.
That's right. And that was important to us. Sure, we had higher goals this year, and unfortunately it didn't happen in a couple games there. But to finish on a winning note and with a better record, that helps us going into the winter.
And the Flyers head into another winter and look to come back for the 2014 season. When Coach and I will come back, we'll talk about the look ahead to the possibilities of playing football again next year and how the Flyers will be in the PFL. Welcome back to the Rick Chamberlin Show. And Coach, as you finish up a 7-4 year, you're already looking forward to next year. Guys are coming up and telling you whether they're coming back or not. And I guess the biggest of those is Will Bardo, back for a 5th year. And that's important because he's a veteran player at that position.
He is, Mike, Aaron. And what especially is good about that, the growth of Will Bardo. I thought this was Will's best year. In the 3 years that he has started, this was his best year throwing the ball especially. He's always been a good runner, but his throwing ability, his decision-making, his leadership, his command were so much better this year, and it showed on the football field there, so that's good.
Now, you had 9 redshirt seniors, guys who can come back and play for a 5th season, and some of those guys are going to come back, some of those guys aren't going to come back. I look at Chris Cortopassi, a young man who's trying to get into dental school, and if he gets into dental school, he's not coming back to play football.
No, he figures I better start on a new career here, and which is fine, and that's what we do. We give them the option. We tell the young man, just let us know before January, because that's when we start our winter workouts and so forth. And I want to give them time to get away from football for a while, let the body heal up, and then make that decision about do they want to do this.
You know, as you look at your roster, as you look at your depth chart, though, coming out of this season, you used a lot of younger guys this year. So you have guys in key positions. I think Chris Beechler, guy in middle linebacker who was backing up Colin Minier. Young guys who already have that experience, so it could be promising for next season.
We always feel like that at Dayton, Mike. We have a saying, the faces may change, but what you see on the field doesn't. And so we just want to make sure that our players continue to improve. We had outstanding sophomores and juniors this past year that was big contributors to our program, like Connor, who's a junior there. He'll be back for another year, of course. So good foundation. Now we have to develop them during the winter and the spring.
Speaking of contributions to the program, you've seen them all season long here on the Rick Chamberlin Show as we go to commercial breaks. Those are our sponsors, and Coach, they're very important to this program because that means a lot to what you guys can do on a daily basis.
Mike, always tell our sponsors, these group of individuals that help support our program, that they're the reason that we can be a first-class program. And when you're a first-class program, you're going to attract first-class individuals, which we have in our football team. Outstanding football players, but more importantly, outstanding young men.
Well, as we get ready to go to break, make sure you check those names as you're going to see them throughout the show. Coach, want to thank you very much for joining us again all season. We'll see you in 2014 for Dayton Flyer football. But when we come back, we are going to take a look at basketball. Archie Miller's team on the court again yesterday. The Rick Chamberlin Show goes to the Archie Miller Show when we come back. Welcome back as we go from football to basketball once again for the second week in a row. And Archie Miller joins us, and Coach, St. Francis week for the Flyers. St. Francis of Pennsylvania earlier in the week, St. Francis of New York yesterday at the arena. Two different teams and kind of two different styles of basketball.
Yeah, I thought Wednesday we were still very much in the mud a little bit, so to speak. We did play a lot harder defensively. And then coming into Saturday's game, St. Francis, Brooklyn, really had our attention. You know, they were already 2-0 on the road with a win at Miami, Florida, and some two very, very rugged, awkward style post players to play against for bigger guys. And with their full court pressure and their man-to-man, we had to be organized and be ready. And I thought our kids finally broke through at one point during the game, late in the second half, midway through the second half, started to show some confidence in one another. And that kind of steamrolled us to the finish line.
The St. Francis New York team, not a big team by any means, so you had an advantage in the middle, but your post guys have struggled a little bit the first three games.
We've struggled finishing. There's no doubt about it in our first three games. You know, Matt's really been a little bit nervous around the basket. I think the rust is clearly still there. And I think that Devin Jalen and Devin Oliver and Big Alex, they just haven't been able to get the easy ones. And we're going to work very, very hard moving forward on how to continue to get them the easy ones, to give them some confidence. Our guards got to be able to put the ball where they need to put it, sort of like putting it on a plate for them. That's usually what the best guards do. They make it easy on those big guys, and then once they start to finish, I think that'll help us. All
right, let's go out to the University of Dayton Arena yesterday afternoon and pick up first half action right out of the gun. Kyrie Price takes a pass inside, and it's 2-0. Dayton is the key to this, and the key in the first three games, taking the ball to the basket. Jordan Seibert in your starting lineup for the first time.
Yeah, he was. I thought that not as much Jordan in the starting lineup, but giving V an opportunity to come off the bench and you know, be a talented scorer that he is, to play maybe with our freshman Scoochie Smith would give him a little confidence, and it worked out well for us.
Deshaun Pierre out of the corner knocks down a three ball, and then here's V. Sanford in the game and doing what V does best, taking it to the hole.
He slashes. You know, we're a slashing team, and we have to continue to be better passing the ball out of our drives. But for the most part, V did a nice job yesterday getting to the basket.
Scoochie Smith comes up with a steal, gets the basket and the foul. I thought Scooch gave you a few nice minutes there. Then out of the corner, knocking down another shot was Jordan Seibert. So early on, you were hitting some baskets. Here's V going inside again. And this crew, this officiating crew, called it a little bit tighter than with the first two games.
They did, yeah. I think each game's going to be a little bit different. There was definitely a lot of the rule emphasis going on in the game, and you know, sometimes good for us, sometimes bad. But you know, St. Francis really in their first two games has given their opponents 30 free throws, and we got 30 yesterday.
There we are right at the end of the half, and Kyrie Price knocks down the jumper. So on the scoreboard, the Flyers with a 7-point lead at 32-25. What did you not particularly like a whole lot about
the biggest thing was turnovers, and in a lot of cases in our last two games, they've been unforced. Just guys not sure of themselves or trying to make a play that's really not there. The turnovers really started to really mess with us a little bit in that first part of that last 8 minutes of the first half, and it kept our score down. Thought we could have went into halftime with maybe a larger lead, a double-figure lead, a little more cushion if we could just take care of the ball. That was going to be a big emphasis in the second half.
Last 20 minutes, it was also going to be a matter of getting a flow going, something that has been tough to, and for a lot of basketball teams, it's tough to get a flow right now.
It is. It's chemistry, and you know, we're not we're not a bunch of 9 guys. I've said this before that have played together. You know, we have 7 freshmen and sophomores. All of our sophomores are in new roles. You had 2 guys in Matt and Jordan who didn't play a year ago who are acclimating themselves in, and then you have Demo and Deshaun and probably V that are most comfortable in their own roles, but they're a year older as well, so it's going to take a little time.
All right, back out we go to second half action at the University of Dayton Arena, and the Flyers going inside this time. Kavanaugh gets one block but says, okay, I'm going right back up with it.
That's what we need from him, those easy baskets inside, offensive rebounding opportunities.
Jordan Seibert taking his man off the dribble, gets the leaner, and gets the foul as well. Taking it to the basket was resulting in a lot of three-point plays. Here's Demo off the dribble.
It's the strength of our team is, basically 1 through 4 can really put the ball on the floor. And if we can continue to be spaced out, I think we'll have success.
The Terriers kept hanging around, knocking down a three-pointer there, but then the Flyers go on a nice run. Good drive there by V. Sanford as he gets the leaner inside, and then kicking it around and down low, Oliver to the basket, the left hand.
Really nice move by Devin. He was under control, backed his man down, and got a nice 2-point jump hook.
They showed you a lot of different defenses. They showed you some full court pressure. They showed you a little bit of zone, a little bit of everything.
They did. Their diamond press, it's the first time we've seen that all season. They're predominantly in the half court, chin on shoulder denial. Their ball screen defense could be aggressive at times. So, we were really trying to adapt to it. I thought in the second half, some guys just started to really play confident with the ball in their hands, getting to the basket.
Deshaun Pierre with a nice drive and gets the foul as well as you continue in the half court to penetrate. There's a missed shot by Demo, but Oliver tips it back up and in himself.
Yeah, good second tap by Devin. Biggest thing is easy baskets around the basket, being able to start to put some of those down on the first time.
That was a pretty easy basket inside for Devin Scott. Then off the steal, here comes Kari Price. He's going to take some contact and get it to go and draw the foul.
Yeah, he's in a good way right now. Kari's playing very, very solid for us. He's always been a good defender. Now he's adding the element of the outside shot, and I think the more he plays, the more confident he'll be.
Devin Oliver playing point guard. Nice pass to Deshaun to finish it off, and then out on the bust-out spin move and basket up and in. Checking out the scoreboard, the final numbers, the Flyers win it by 20. 78-58, your best game of the first 3.
Yeah, it was our best game. And I think most importantly, if you look at us from game 1 through game 3, I think our effort level on defense is getting better, and that's important. Being able to play really hard on the ball, being able to do some things to take the other team out of what they want to do, rebound the ball at a high level. But offensively, being organized and having some guys play confident, that was probably our best window of that on Saturday.
All right, that's the first St. Francis. When we come back, we're going to take you back to Wednesday night as the Flyers took on St. Francis of Pennsylvania. That and more when the Archie Miller Show rolls on, so don't go away. Welcome back to the Archie Miller Show. Let's take it back to Wednesday, Coach. And a St. Francis, Pennsylvania team came to town. And this was a team that was different style than what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, very different. A small team, not a very physically imposing team. And the looks that they gave us in the game I wouldn't say confused us, but bothered us, where you could basically sense that when you had the ball on the perimeter, whether you were a good shooter or a bad shooter, they were going to be 7 feet off you, and they were going to kind of start to sit in the laps of the paint. And at times that can work against your confidence level and makes it feel funny. So the driving lanes weren't there as much, and we turned the ball over in the first half way too much, unforced. And it gave us that bad feeling that no one really wants to be about. Defensively, we were continuing to play a lot harder than we did in our first game, and we knew coming out of the second half we would have to wear them down. And it took us a little longer than we expected, but we did get the job done. All
right, let's go out to first half action on Wednesday night and check out the highlights as the Flyers taking on St. Francis, Pennsylvania. Loose ball on the floor as Scucci makes a bad pass, but it's picked up and a spin move by Jordan Seibert.
Nice move by Jordan. Loose ball, getting on the floor. That was good to see.
Defensively, the block on one end and hustling back the other way, and the Flyers off another nice pass from Devin Oliver to inside for more points.
To Devin Scott.
Yeah,
it was
to Devin Scott.
Good pass by Devin.
There's Ronnie Drennan, kid from Jamestown, Greenview High School. He played a nice game back home.
He did. We had probably 5 or 6 of those in a game where the outlets to our off of misses and makes just were turnovers. But good play here by Kyle Davis. Kyle has a real chance to help us. He's a very, very quick, tenacious defender.
Kyle steals it away, but they keep shooting it. Drennan knocks down a three here, and they were building a little bit of a lead at times here in the first half.
Yeah, a lot of it had to do with our turnovers and, you know, getting the ball inside and, you know, at that point in time, knowing they were small and just trying to take advantage of it. I thought our guys did try to get it in there, but when it wasn't open, we forced it.
Like you said, it was one of those things where you have to look at yourself and look where the defender is and know he's playing back off of you a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the other thing was sharing the ball and just moving it and just taking our chances. I think every guy who caught it tried to do the right thing, but it wasn't open.
Defensively, they were keeping after you. There's a basket after a blocked shot, and then coming off a screen right here, down the lane, V hits the runner.
Yeah, nice curl play by V off the screen. Good floater, which is his patented shot.
Devin Oliver knocks one down as the Flyers, it's a back-and-forth game here in the first half against a St. Francis team that was feeling confident. I always said that the more you let an underdog hang around, the tougher they're going to be.
Well, yeah, it puts a little bit of pressure on the home crowd. It puts a little pressure on the home team, and you know, you start to get a little bit tight. And I thought it did. It happened to us. I thought as the lead didn't go or we turned the ball over multiple times, I thought guys started to get tighter and tighter, and you could tell we needed some help in the second half to break some things open.
All right, let's go back out to second half action and check out the highlights as the Flyers trying to wrap this up against a St. Francis team, and Deshaun Pierre working it inside here, then coming off a steal. Dayton pushes it up the court and able to finish with V. Sanford.
Yeah, good pass by Deshaun, defense to offense. You know, that's when we're at our best. I think we can be that type of team.
Kari Price really feels comfortable right now.
He's worked really hard on his shot, and he's getting a different window in the game this year, and I know he's really confident shooting the ball.
Devin Scott knocks one down. Here comes Kari off the dribble, takes his man down the lane, gets the leaner and the foul as well, as the Flyers starting to cut into a lead. A lead at one point was 7 here in the second half.
Yeah, we were a little bit patient. I thought Kyrie got us going a little bit with a big shot and then his drive, and then I thought the key play of the game was Deshaun's kick-out pass to Jordan. When he made that shot, I think everyone felt a sigh of relief.
Knocks down that shot, then you go inside and working the big man post passing as we go to the scoreboard and check it out. The Flyers knock down some free throws, end up winning it 70-56. We're running out of time a little bit. Want to talk about going on the road now. First to Georgia Tech on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge test for us to go on the road. ACC opponent here early in the season to kind of see what we're made of. We need it. Getting ready to head to Maui. And then as we return back into December, you know, those are the games we're going to need to be in. But we're going to have to get much more physical. This is going to bring us closer together. We're going to learn a lot about ourselves. And to be the team that we want to be come January, February, March, these are the things that are necessary.
All right, so it's Dayton and Georgia Tech on Wednesday night down in Atlanta. Coach and I will be back next Sunday to talk about that game and preview the Maui Invitational. That and more